Hey everyone, how's it going? It's the Crypto Analyst here, and welcome back to another cryptocurrency video. And today I want to explain the real reason that Bitcoin crashed. Bitcoin fell over 20% today alone. A lot of people did not see this coming, but the real evidence as to why this happened is actually pretty clear and easy to understand. So if that sounds interesting at all, make sure you stick around for the video because there will be important information discussed the entire way through. If you're new to the channel, it's great to have you. My name is Brendan, and we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So if you are new here and like what I have, make sure to smash that like button and smash that subscribe button, and there will be a lot more content like this one coming out in the not so distant future. But let's go ahead and dive on into this here because I want to talk exactly why the crypto market tanked, and the answer again is fairly obvious for the most part. Now, if you remember in yesterday's video, and as we're taking a look at this, I want to flash up the Bitcoin dominance chart. But if you remember from yesterday's video, I talked about how Bitcoin dominance hit a career low of nearly 40%. Now, if you don't know why that's significant, the last time that Bitcoin dominance hit that level was right when cryptocurrency topped out in January of 2018, when Bitcoin crashed from $20,000 to $3,000 after a monumental bull market. Now, right now, as you can see in comparison here, we are very similar and close in price to where we were at the top of 2018, right before the crash. Now, this had me concerned, but in yesterday's video, I talked about how much the crypto market has changed and how I thought that was enough to prevent a crash like this happening again. However, my faith might have been slightly displaced, and maybe the crypto market has not changed nearly as much as I thought it has, because if we pan over to today's chart, sure enough, we can see quite a monumental dump in the price action of not only Bitcoin, but most of the altcoins across the board. But that's beside the point. We'll save that for another video. But I want to talk now about not only why this happened, but where it can stop, because there's a lot of support that is still right below what we are currently looking at. So I'm going to pan Bitcoin over to the daily chart, and we're going to understand exactly where it bounced and why. And I think the answer, again, is pretty obvious. So not only do we have this record low of Bitcoin dominance that people are not quite getting used to, when support broke, it triggered a lot of leveraged orders. You had people getting margin called, and longs were getting destroyed, needless to say. But with that on top of the Bitcoin dominance, this was kind of an area for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin really hasn't seen a true pullback in quite some time. And as I've mentioned several times in previous videos, it's only a matter of time until Bitcoin retests one of these EMAs. And once it does that, that will be a perfectly normal move, and people are really going to get here, freak out about Bitcoin. But one of the big things that I was looking at is that money was actually flowing from altcoins and into Bitcoin, and from Bitcoin into altcoins, and new money really wasn't starting to come in for the most part. You had money circulating from some assets, some assets to the other, and I started to see that as a warning flag. Generally, that's a sign of weakness, is that when new money is not coming in, and new money is existing money is just circulating from one asset to another. I do see that as a little bit of a warning sign. Now, it wasn't that large, but it was noticeable. But going back to this chart, I want to highlight it again exactly where Bitcoin topped out, because this is a pretty significant support line. I have this kind of roughly drawn out over here, but if we zoom in right between the 100 EMA and the 200 EMA, this is exactly where Bitcoin bottomed. We hit the 100 EMA and saw a massive buying opportunity where the buyers immediately came in and bought this up almost 9%, which for Bitcoin is a pretty large move, especially considering its market cap. Now, below this, you still have everything below the 100 EMA and the 200 EMA as a very strong support level, because not only do you have previous resistance not once but like twice, and you can say this twice on multi-year moves. This one going all the way back to the beginning of January, this one going all the way to June of 2021. You have a lot of former resistance over here now turned support. So, and we're seeing exactly the case that this is still indeed support. On top of this, you have the 100 EMA and the 200 EMA. So this is going to be one of the strongest areas of support, in my opinion, for Bitcoin. It's going to be right around that like $43,000 to $40,000 area. And that's exactly what we saw. The buy orders were layered in here. The buyers were ready to take advantage of this opportunity. And people were comfortable buying Bitcoin around $43,000. So it didn't get that much below it before the buyers started taking control again. So we are seeing a little bit of a median price in Bitcoin now that it's up about, again, almost 9% from that current bottom, pushing its way back towards like 46, 47,000. So from here, again, I do see support at like 43, really everything between 43 and 40. This is going to be a pretty strong support level for Bitcoin, in my opinion. Again, former resistance now turned support, multiple one-day EMAs, which have since, from the bottom, formed the golden cross. I think that, again, support is just layered in here. I can't say it enough. I'm going to keep reiterating it, probably beat it into the ground in the coming videos, but there's a ton of support on Bitcoin over here. And I am still kind of sitting on the sidelines because I put out a message last night that I had exited about 70%, 75% of my crypto last night at probably midnight. So, or I guess by the time this video goes out, it's 2 days ago. Probably right before the floor broke. So right around like 52, 53K. And it worked out perfectly. I didn't expect things to kind of crash this fast or to wake up to this because, again, I had been so bullish on Bitcoin. I think the Bitcoin chart still looked amazing at this level. We rejected the heart line, which was expected, but I think a lot of this crash was caused from the altcoins. A lot of these altcoins, again, they got overextended. They were getting tons of money pumped into them from hype and news, and this is one of the times where a lot of people forget that you buy the news, or you buy the hype, sell the news, and people were getting very, very comfy in their NFT markets and whatever else was happening in the background. And this was just a simple correction. I think people got a little bit too comfortable and complacent with just the consistent gains that they have seen over like the last year, or in this case, just a couple of months. And this was just a correction. And I really do think that that's all that is. If we go back to this Bitcoin chart, we can see that Bitcoin dominance still hasn't really been affected. A lot of people believe that Bitcoin dominance will continue to fall as alts gain strength. But this is one of the arguments that, maybe Bitcoin dominance does need to rise to maybe something like 50, 60% again for the market to be a little bit more comfortable. Whether that will actually happen, we'll see. I do think that altcoins are here to stay and that they play a big part of the future of cryptocurrency just because of what their technology offers. So I am still a firm believer in altcoins. With that being said, again, there's a lot of support in here. I think that the bulk of this crash was actually caused from altcoins, not necessarily from some crazy bearish thing that happened on Bitcoin. Besides Bitcoin dominance, I think that people were just started taking some profits, getting comfortable. But time will tell as to where the future of this holds for Bitcoin, because we are bouncing off of support. But the real question is, can this support level hold? And that's what a lot of people are looking for. One of the things I do want to highlight over here, and this is another thing that made me get bearish last night, is I saw this happening. Not once, but like, what is this? Double, triple, quadruple, almost quintuple bearish divergence on the one-day RSI. This is a very clear sign to me that was making me nervous on Bitcoin. One of the very few reasons that was making me bearish on Bitcoin, but I saw this, and also I looked at just a lot of the altcoin charts last night for like Amise Go, ZRX, OMG, BAT, Engine, Ethereum, ADA, and those are a lot of the charts that made me kind of pull the trigger on the sales. So I saw this, again, it makes me bearish. The reason that this is bearish, for those of you who don't know, this is the relative strength index. And that's what the RSI stands for. And what this was showing me is that upon every attempt to the upside, Bitcoin was weaker and weaker and weaker, and the bulls were weaker upon every attempt at pushing this at a higher high on the relative strength index, which is generally a pretty bad sign of weakness and a prediction of the coming crash. So going back to Bitcoin over here, I am in a unique predicament. Obviously, again, I'm out of like 75% of my crypto at this point, especially almost, I would say like 90% of my altcoins are sold. and a good chunk of my Bitcoin. So I'm really just playing this by ear over here. I do plan to buy the dip for everyone that's saying this. I am not a perma bear. I love Bitcoin. I love crypto. I fully plan to buy the dip, although I am just watching this a little bit closely. And the way that I'm going to do this is I'm just going to be layering buys on the way down, just like I did in this accumulation area last time. Again, I kind of let things settle out. I let some sort of consolidation form, and then I just layer buys the entire way down so that when it does break out, I can ride it up. Try to find the top like I did this time. Failed to do it in this previous one. Not nearly as well done as it was over here, but then that's, I guess, my game plan. But either way, I'm rambling at this point. I'm going to buy the dip. I'm going to layer a lot of buys in here, buy over a long period of time, small buy orders the entire way down to kind of dollar cost average myself. And that's the way that I plan to play this. I think I'll probably go into mainstream coins, so like Bitcoin, Ethereum, so on. And as the market settles and the more bullish I get, the more I'll get into like lower market cap altcoins. So that is it. Again, nothing I said here is legal, financial, or tax advice in any way. This is simply just the way that I'm playing this Bitcoin market as we see it. Quite the crazy move today. I don't know how many people expected this one, but if you did, congratulations. Again, I was pretty bullish on Bitcoin, so surprised that it took this much of a dive, but glad to see that we're seeing a strong bounce off of support. So let me know your thoughts on the future of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Are you bullish from here, or do you think that there's more downside potential? If you do, let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, share it with a friend, smack the like button, and if you want to see more like this, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. But that's going to be it, everyone. I hope you did enjoy, and I will see you all in the next video.